all combined together, and why we're not called a Tea Party organization. We're flying under the flag. I worked for 55 years. I got audited for the first time because I was the president of a Tea Party. That's what happened to me. And so we're going under the flag. We're not as a Tea Party, so that we're staying under the IRS and stuff. We don't have president, vice president, things of this nature, and we want them to leave us alone. So this is one good way of doing that if you're having the same kind of problems we had, because it was a big problem. They were on us all the time about different things. And we have a meeting once a month. We have a leaders meeting once a month. There's about 12 of us in the leaders meeting, and we're glad to be a part of this organization to fight against this corrupt and evil government. And thanks for coming today.
Now, I understand Bob was saying they have about 300 on their list. Getting 100 at a meeting is incredible, but no, even those people that might not ever make it to a meeting, give them information. They get that information out in all kinds of different ways. You know, Funko, book clubs, email, whatever. So even that emailing activity is important.
Awesome. I'm Buckley Merrill. I'm from the East Valley Tea Party. We meet in Mesa at the Burke Basic School every single Tuesday. It's one of those things that we like to make sure that the momentum keeps on going. One of our main focuses is not only about the issues and what's going on, but our main focus is actually translating that and how you share this information with your friends, family, neighbors, etc. So in other words, we can create converts to the Constitution. That's the phrase I like to use. But that's mainly our main focus. As she mentioned earlier, the 5,000-year leap, that's actually our textbook for this year. And next year, our textbook that we'll be going through is The Law by Frederick Bastiat. So we're going to be switching between those books. Excellent, excellent resources. In fact, if you knew and understood the principles in those books, then, well, if everyone in the nation knew that, we would not have problems that we have right now. So that's basically our main focus, is making sure that we can share the information with people who are not in this room, who aren't even in our direct line of influence. If we can share information with perhaps the guy that we're standing next to in the line at the shopping mart, if we can do that, then that can make a little bit of a difference as well. And I love that we do have big activities like this, because this is one way that all of our little individual groups can galvanize, and we're all pointing the exact same direction, while still maintaining our own individual identity and sovereignty. So this is awesome. Thank you, thank you.
Bob was talking, a lot of people were audited by the IRS or looked at closely, had problems, they were trying to start a group. That was an attempt to silence. That's why a lot of people might not say, yeah, I'm a Tea Partier, but they believe in the principles. So, like he was saying, yeah, ACLJ, I'm sure they'd have you back. Jordan Secular was all over that kind of stuff. But you never know what kind of sphere of influence that you have, even talking with your regular barista at Starbucks. Because if you just talk about the principles without mentioning the Tea Party, the mindset and the acceptance is a lot different. All because the media and Obama have worked to ruin our image.
I'm Arnold Lopez. I'm from Graham County. And I definitely, and our member of the Tea Group there, I'm on the board for the Tea Group. And we definitely didn't want to be left out of this part of history. And we're looking forward that the history continues. And we had some changes in our legislative districts too, with Cochise County and things like that. So we kind of pulled together with the other counties and our neighboring counties, which are really good. And we're growing. We're a small group, and we've been at it a long time too. But our main focus and our motto is we're trying to educate the people locally first, trying to let them realize what's being affected in our area, wolves, the border. We live near the border, and anything south of I-10 seems to be a lot different now. So we have focuses on such things as that. They said this wasn't a political thing, so that's good for me, because I'm usually not politically correct in my speech. That's me. And usually, the other side considers me not being politically correct because it doesn't fit their definition of things. And really, when you do get to talking to them, they feel somewhat the same way, but their definitions are kind of crazy. So the educational part of that we're working on also, of course. The free speech zone and stuff. Right now, if you were to Google high school prayer in high schools and stuff, you would see Pima High School, which is in our county, which they made an effort to have prayer at their baccalaureate and high school graduation and stuff. And it was stifled and stuff, but it's not over. But they bow down to the weight of being sued and the money situation and things like that. It's sue and settle sometimes in lots of things, and we're catching some of that too. We do invite many people to our little group. Our website suffers because we're not good at that, and our funds are small too. But we do partner with a church there. It's a Christian church. It's non-denominational. They let us hold our meetings and our invitations within their church, which used to be an old show house with 4 stages. So we have good seating, good lighting, good acoustics. We can't always fill all the seats, but we sure make an attempt. And in fact, here's a little proof that I got from the president of the board, which is going into our paper. The invitation to, we have 4 confirmed people running for governor that are going to attend our event right now: Mr. Bennett, Mr. Smith, Mr. Melvin, and Mr. Riggs. So we give them a little format to speak. Of course, some names are missing, but we try not to get behind any one set person until we know what's going on, because we do want everybody to know what is going on. And I'm glad to see this taking place, and so that we can meet other faces and put things together. I'm not on this list, but I'll make sure that we're on there, because I do have people to answer to when I go back. We receive more help from the Republican women than we do the men. And not only politically correct things to say, but they'd be a little bit bad in what I would call. But greed affects a lot of people sometimes, and the one thing I like about this group is that we're not all concerned about who gets the credit. And I thank you all for that, and for letting me come here today. Thank you.
Yeah, what do they say? It's amazing the things you can accomplish when you're not concerned with who gets the credit. Do I have anybody over here that didn't get lined up over here? Are all my delegates over? Okay, just want to make sure. Thanks.
My name is Bob Stannard, and I am facilitator of the Deer Valley Tea Party. I took over that job about a year ago from Mike Davis, who started the Tea Party to begin with. We meet every other Friday, 2nd and 4th Fridays of the month at Deer Valley Airport Restaurant, 6:30 to 8:30. I like it because, number one, you can eat there. We can actually get served during the meetings, and the other thing is that because I'm a pilot, I can look out the window and see the airplanes. I've got a really good leadership group, which makes my job a lot easier. My scheduler, Gene Maddox, works as hard as anybody I've ever known, getting our guests lined up. I like to say I started my political career in 1964 by voting for Barry Goldwater. Yeah. And, I've never changed my politics. What else? We try to maintain pretty close relationships with other organizations like the Center for Self-Governance, Shane Krauser's American Academy for Constitutional Education, and they pay us back in ways you can't even imagine right now. But it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and I would say our membership on paper probably is 200 to 300. In reality, it varies between 15 people to 60 people, depending on who the guest speaker is. But we're always looking for new members, and particularly for younger members. we'd like to have a lot more younger people taking advantage and getting the education. So, I think that's all the important things I can think of right now. Thank you.
And I can tell you what, holding those candidate forums are important because they have to actually answer questions instead of writing down what they want you to know on a piece of paper for you to read in a newspaper. So keep that in mind. And I'll bet you anything, those current incumbents that won't hold town halls probably never really went to a candidate forum either, or stopped a long time ago.
That feeds right into what I do. I'm Katie Miller with the Benson St. David Tea Party, and we're 3 hours from here. Along with Graham County. I started out as an offshoot of the Cochise County Tea Party, so Benson and St. David could meet their candidates. In 2010, I started having candidates come and just said, you need to put a face to the name on the ballot. I then ran for school board and defeated 2 incumbents. By the way, this is nothing derogatory, but they were both Mormons in a Mormon town, and I am not, so. I'm very proud of my St. David's School District. We did have prayer at both our 8th grade and our high school graduation. So our parents stand up and say, why don't we have prayer? We've had moments of silence, and it wasn't ever our policy not to. The kids just hadn't decided to. We had prayer at 8 and high school. I basically, we have a meeting every 3rd Saturday in Benson to try to get candidates there. I'm against Common Core. I fight tooth and nail every time at every school board meeting. Every time it comes up, no. And so we've got to fight. We need to get rid of the people who are doing this to us, and we need to stop this. So otherwise, and I'm also on the State Lands Committee with the school board with Shirley Nye. So we're trying to working on getting more money for our schools and with our state lands and manage them appropriately. So there's a lot going on.
All right.
Good morning, Joanne Daly. I am the state coordinator for Tea Party Patriots for the Southern Region, and I send greetings from Joyce Davely, who is our Tea Party coordinator for the Northern Region. She couldn't come today, but she says hi. I'm also the coordinator for Cochise County Tea Party, and we started that down there in 2009, just like everybody else, and our story is the same, just like everybody else. The difference, though, is that we are really working hard now on our outside game for affecting our city council and also for some issues with our city council. So that has become our main objective right now. The red light cameras, we've got them down there, we hate them, and we're going to take those suckers out. So that's our goal. We also, one other thing that we do in our meetings is we have had a lot of candidates in, and we vet the candidates. We have been sitting down and talking to them, and we've had some very, very interesting conversations with them. Looking forward to putting out a candidates pamphlet real soon, probably in the next couple of weeks, since now everybody is sort of official. And other than that, we sound just like you. We have 500 on our mailing list, and if we can get 50 in the door, we consider ourselves lucky. So it isn't a phenomenon that is just in the larger areas. We've got it in the smaller areas, and it sounds like the numbers are just about the same no matter where you go. So keep plugging. Thank you.
And understand that a lot of times people don't make it to meetings. It's not that they don't want to go. It's just that, life doesn't really allow them to go, which is why having a, communication system, sending out emails, having a site for them to go to is important, because they'll check it out. And if you're having problems with your website, say you have a website, you don't know what to do with it, if you want to talk to my colleague over there, Chris Hall, she can hook you up with someone else in our organization to help you out.
Hi, good morning. I'm Francine Romensberg of the Grassroots Tea Party activist. I'm from Glendale, but now we meet in Phoenix. Okay, so there you go. We actually inherited the Glendale Tea Party. I guess is really the way it started out. I ran into the gal who started the Glendale Tea Party, and Annette McHugh, and became on a part of a group organization there, and they had a pretty good organization going there. And then we had to move, and then she moved to the East Coast, and then another young fellow and his father, they took over and became facilitators. We eventually got out of the 501c. We all decided to do that, and we just kept going. And then when Obama won the second time around, him and his dad decided they had enough, and they left. And there was my husband, myself, and Chris Peterson left. And three of us, because I said we're still meeting, three met. We had three. And that's what it started out at again. And that's when I said, we're becoming no Glendale, because we did an awful lot. We had debates. We did mayor debates. We did councilman debates. We had things going really cooking really pretty good. But then we decided we're going to be, because what are we? We're grassroots. So we became the Grassroots Tea Party activists, because what are we? Active. It's not sitting down, it's not just coming and eating, it's not just coming and saying, hi, what a great speaker. It's active, it's going out getting the signatures, going out and helping the candidates, going out and talking to people, going out and handing out little pocket constitutions. We do stuff, we get a lot of things done. And so we do average, we meet every Wednesday evening. We average, as Bob says, I'm standing there going, yeah, that sounds familiar. About 15 to 35, up to words of 60 people. We do it every week, because as usual, it depends on the speaker. So because we've had some come, we've had senators speaking, we've had House representatives come and speak. We're vetting candidates all the time. We've had almost all the candidates running for governor. We do a lot, and we managed last July was the biggest excitement that I had for me, actually, because it was the first time, to me it was a dream come true, because I was trying to because what we're about is free markets, we're about education, we're about uniting, we're about bringing our country back, getting our country and our Constitution, getting our legislative, getting our Congress, getting everybody to understand we run under a Constitution, and that's how this country is run. And so we last year we decided to put something together with Shane Krauser. We work with Shane a lot, and we put together, I think we got like 4 or 5 Tea Parties together and other conservative organizations together. Alan Corwin, we were so grateful for him for the amount of people he managed to bring. We had over 200 people show up last July at a special event with Shane Krauser. It was awesome. I was a nervous wreck for about a month until it happened and it was over. And I was like, wow, it happened. It really happened. And Buckley Merle he was part. We had a blast. What Shane did to the 5 of us was he had us up the stage and doing some kind of a funny tie thing, rope he had us all tied together. That wasn't too cool. Anyway, this is what we do. We're doing it again this year, and so that's why I thought, this was something that's been a dream come true, really, to see this Tea Party convention, because everybody's been wanting to. We've all been talking, all the leaders have all been getting together. And I'll say this, as Bob says, I don't consider us leaders. My husband and I are facilitators. We facilitate a Tea Party, and that's what we do. We bring in speakers, we bring in candidates, because the Tea Party belongs to who? We the people. That's who the Tea Party is. It's everybody, it's each and every one of you. So it's conservative, constitutional people that come together, liberty-minded people. This is what we look for. This is what we want. This is the kind of people we're looking for, and we're doing good. And it's amazing. So we're doing a special Independence Day celebration again this year, only right around 4th of July, so it became July 2nd, Independence Day celebration. With Shane Krauser again, special 2 hours, only we're going to up it. We're upping the ante this time. We've got music. We have Gabby Mercer, we have Nick Dranis, and we have Russell Pierce. And 2 other singers. And now we just added somebody new to the thing this morning who's going to be doing the Declaration of Independence for us. I thought this was so cool. I'll make it fit. I always do. Don't laugh at me, Tom. Anyway, yeah, most people who know me, they have a middle name for me. They call me Trouble. Because I guess it's a troublemaker. I'm a rebel maker. I am a rebel. I've been born a rebel, that's who I am. But anyway, we have a lot of fun, and this is really great to see so many people that have shown up and have taken out the time on a Saturday morning, getting up early, and going to be spending a Saturday when you could be doing, I don't know, sitting in your pool, going out and doing stuff, looking at cars, I don't know, having all kind of other stuff, or just lazing around all day. And instead you're here because you care about the country. You care we have our state and we have our little local things, but what is most important right now? Our country. And this is where we have to stand strong. It's coming together because we are united under one cause, freedom and liberty.
Thank you so much.
I am Frank Libieri, one of the founders of the Pima County Tea Party Patriots. We're down there in Tucson with progressives like to have the 51st state, Baja, Arizona. This group, we have about 450 members. We have usually the same as everybody else. We have, depending on the venue, we'll have anywhere from 50 to 100. Occasionally, we'll have that 250 to 300 member event. Last year we did Dennis Michael Lynch come in and talk about the border. And that was quite an eye-opener for a lot of people. I like to say that we have several of our members here tonight, and we have some younger members with us as well, and we're reaching out more and more to the younger members this year. And that's one of our goals. What we're going to be trying to do is we reach out to the younger crew. We're into the financial responsibilities of fiscal responsibility of the government. We try to teach everything on issues-based. Bring the candidates in and I'll ask them questions, hard questions. Everything is issues-based in what we do. So with that, we'll just keep it short. That was it. We thank you for being here today and what you think here.
Okay, so we're meeting in this wonderful facility, and it's my understanding that Bernie with the Surprise Tea Party, this is where they normally meet, and so they're kind of our host tea party group of the day. And so thank you so much. This is an awesome, perfect place, and I know they've been very, very good about their flexibility when Chris realized we need more room and then need a little bit more stuff. So that's great. Thank you so much, Bernie.
You're welcome. I'm Tony Kellogg. I serve as a current chairman of the board of the Surprise Tea Party Patriots. I have to make a slight correction. Chris Rossiter and his group is responsible for what is happening today. Okay. We meet on the first and third Tuesdays of the month. Meetings start at 6:30. During June, July, and August, we meet in the Del Webb room, the Grand Canyon room. From September through May, we meet here in the Powell room. That's the other half of this room. We currently have several members of our board present today. Marilyn, stand up please. Serves as our treasurer. John Madera is operating the computer. He's our tech guru, webmaster. By the way, he's done a hell of a job putting together our website, www.surpriseteapartypatriots.com. Excellent job, John. I saw Jim and Julie. Are Jim and Julie still here? There they are. Jim and Julie were the founding members of the Surprise Tea Party. And they were instrumental in something that I'll get a little bit further. But I think there was Jeff Lichter, who has stepped out for a moment, but he's also from our board. We are the group that was responsible for Sheriff Joe's investigation into the eligibility of Obama to serve as president. Jim, Julie, and Jeff approached Sheriff Joe with a petition signed by 200 of our members. And the sheriff accepted that. That investigation is still ongoing. They indicated that originally there was going to be a two-level investigation, civil and criminal. We were supposed to hear about that sometime at the end of March. Well, that's come and gone. And now they're not having a specific date. Apparently, there is a lot of information that's coming into them, and they have to check everything out before they can come out and say in public what they found. But that's going to happen. We meet here on the first and and third Tuesdays of the month, 6:30. Our next meeting will feature as speaker one of my neighbors, Jack Langlio, who served as the coach that was portrayed by Matthew McConaughey in the film We Are Marshall. He's got a bio that really opens anybody's eyeballs, a 4-page bio. This guy has excellent contacts throughout the military. So if anybody can make that meeting for us, we'll welcome you. And that's basically what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The We Are Marshall, powerful story. If you haven't seen that movie, I'd encourage you to see it.
My name is Dennis Zinke, and I'm the co-facilitator with Ted Farmer, who's our lead facilitator, and he has given me 2 minutes. So between he and my wife and Mr. Nulis here, they are looking at me very intently to make sure I don't go beyond the 2 minutes. But at any rate, I do want to say this. My wife and I, for the last 2 years, have been going up covering 13 states. We've talked to various conservative groups, Republican groups, anybody that would listen. And one thing I will say, and this follows up with what Bernie was just saying, whenever I mentioned I was from the Surprise, because I also attend the Surprise Tea Party, I got a standing ovation. And a lot of people are watching Arizona right now, really watching us to see what we're going to do with the illegal issue, the border issue, and with what we're doing here with our Tea Party. Believe me. And I'm leaving, my wife and I are leaving here the 25th of June, and we're supposedly, we were hoping to go east, but there's another conservative group here in the valley that wants to talk to me about going back west again. So we're going to see what's transpiring. But anyway, you are being watched. This Tea Party is definitely being closely scrutinized by people from Wyoming all the way to North Dakota, all the way to Montana, into the state of Washington, and down into Nevada. These are the people that I've been talking to, and guys, I can't give you, I applaud each and every one of you that are here today. Thank you for coming out.
Ahwatukee, hold up, City.
Good morning, everyone. Just want to thank everybody that put this together. It's great location, great presentation so far. Anyway, my name is Chuck Henry, and I'm on the leadership team for the Ahwatukee. I've got 3 of my other people. Stand, please, back there. Yeah, John and Cindy on the leadership team as well. And we meet the 3rd Wednesday of every month, and we try to promote and educate people on the issues at hand. We have guest speakers and whatnot. We have a website, TukeeTeaParty.com, and that's pretty much it. We stay busy. Thank you.
Unfortunately, there's so much going on in the country to keep us busy, isn't there?
Thank you. My name is Stephen Savigliano, and I'll be as brief as I can. I'm from Wickenburg, and I have 2 of my colleagues with me. Raise your hands. And we have a Republican club in Wickenburg, but no Tea Party. So we would like to explore the idea of starting a Tea Party for Wickenburg and the surrounding towns. So if there's anyone here, or you know anyone who lives in, say, Morristown, Aguila, Congress, Wickenburg, or maybe even Whitman, we would like to hear from you. So if you want to talk to us about it, you know what I look like, and you know, well, stand up, please. That's Dale and Sharon. So if you want to talk to either one of us, talk to us. And I'll give you my phone number, so if you want to write it down, it's 928-684-8891. 928-684-8891. That's it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad to see all of you here. We had a 3-hour drive from Yuma. We're with the Colorado River Tea Party, which we originally started out our first rally on April 15th, 2007, no, 2009, I'm sorry, down at the Colorado River. And that was fun. My husband and I, that's where we got started with the Tea Party and with the activism. First, can I just mention that we have some others from Yuma. What I do, I'm the treasurer, and I do the newsletter for our Tea Party. Our vice chairman is Russ Clark, who is standing over here. One of our two secretaries is right here, Coralie Schindler. And then we also have Connie Uribe, a former chairman, who is, oh, there you are. Just here, I didn't know you were coming, that's great. Anyhow, we have our meetings every Thursday. We've been doing that since 2009. And our meetings are alternating from 12 noon to 6 p.m. So that every week we are either at 12 noon or at 6 p.m. And so we get a little bit of everybody that is able to come. Our evening meetings are mostly the large group, but we do like to get them there at noon that can't make it at night or don't want to drive at night. But it's great. We have a large number of people that come to the meetings ready to tell what they know, what they want to do, what they hear from us. We do a lot of the same things everybody else is doing. We're kind of isolated out there, though we don't have the opportunity to have all the speakers that you have up here. So we're doing our best. If anyone is interested in coming down to a meeting, we'd love to have you join us. We're just, I have to say, since we started, we've been at all of the fairs. We have a booth at the fair. We're in the rodeo parade every year. And there's other events that we like to get into, the Veterans Day parade and things like that. So at this point, our membership in our newsletter is up to 900 plus members. When we have, I have control of the newsletter, and at least up to 250 is an average of people that they'll open up the newsletter. So, and then at the meetings themselves will bring in anywhere from 35 up to 80. So at a meeting. So we're doing our best. And thank you.
Thank you for driving that 3 hours to be with us here today.
Thank you. My name is Merle Henderson. I'm from Flagstaff. I got lucky last night. I was able to stay with my son, who lives here in the Greater Phoenix area. But the Flagstaff Tea Party is a membership of about 500. But at the same time, we experience many of the problems that the groups here also experience, and that is we don't get everybody at the meetings. But we realize too that it isn't necessarily people who have to come to a meeting to get the message. We take on the responsibility of getting that message out regardless of whether they're at the meeting or not. And that is an objective we have to do. And one of the ways we do that on each of our speakers, campaign people, we have a report card. And in that report card, we have about 5 categories that we judge the speakers on. Everybody in the audience is responsible for their part in filling out that report card. and about 5 levels of competency on each of those 5 categories that we judge the speaker on. And that has turned out to be a very good tool. Later on, people who haven't come to the meetings will want to know about these people, and especially as we come to the voting in November, they'll want to know, well, who should I vote for? Well, they'll look at our report card list and see. But the other thing is, we as individuals need to be talking Tea Party and the objectives and our missions almost constantly in an everyday situation. The way I personally do it is I have a business card made out with Tea Party on it. And on the back of that business card, I have our meeting dates. And I'm able to use that as a tool when speaking to just about anybody, whether it be a waitress at a meeting, at a restaurant, or anybody that I meet in everyday life. The other thing I do is I'm not capable of speaking well or be the person or outspoken person for the group. But what I do, I'm a machinist, I'm a welder, I'm a mechanic. So how do I get my talents into this mission? One is I built a trailer, a 16-foot trailer on which we use as creating the wow effect in parades. We only have 2 dates in the year to put our image in front of the public, in front of the community. And that is our parade dates. Armed Forces Day and July 4th. And I really feel as though that the first impression that we create with the